We're hearing reports out of Bloomberg that Elon Musk might buy TikTok.
There's a problem with existing social media platforms. It's called the regulator. They don't like monopolies. The idea that the regulator, even under Trump's administration, would allow this, pretty slim.
Is it? Now, new reports do suggest that Elon Musk is considering purchasing TikTok. Now, we don't have much evidence that this is a deal that's definitely going to happen. So I would take it with a grain of salt at the moment. And I should also note that Kevin O'Leary, the gentleman you just heard from in that clip, AKA Mr. Wonderful, does not think that it would be a good idea, doesn't think it would fly with the Federal Trade Commission. But you should also keep in mind that he himself is actively looking to purchase TikTok. So there's a little bit of a conflict of interest there as it pertains to his commentary on this. Now, let's put him aside and focus more on this Bloomberg piece that basically focuses on the Elon Musk component of the story. Bloomberg writes that the Chinese government has significant sway in whether they're going to sell TikTok or let it face an impending US ban that's actually set to take place this upcoming Sunday. And so Elon Musk's position as a close ally to President-elect Donald Trump is reportedly a factor in this decision. Under one scenario that's been discussed by the Chinese government, Musk's ex, the former Twitter, would take control of TikTok US and run the businesses together, people familiar with the matter said. This is, again, the report from Bloomberg. Now, why would China even consider this? Well, they actually think that TikTok could be used as leverage when it comes to negotiating tariffs with Donald Trump. Chinese officials recognize that they will face tough negotiations with the Trump administration over tariffs, export controls, and other issues. And they see the TikTok negotiations as a potential area for reconciliation. Now, that's super interesting, especially because Donald Trump himself now is against banning TikTok. So he is very much motivated to find a US buyer for the platform. But Elon Musk has also had some prior experience doing business with the Chinese government, especially when it comes to Tesla. And he knows TikTok CEO and has known TikTok CEO for years. But let's also note that Bloomberg's reporting came with many caveats, including the fact that their sources state that these discussions are totally preliminary and there's no real consensus yet. It is also not clear how much ByteDance, which is the parent company for TikTok, is in favor of the sale of the platform, especially to Elon Musk. And finally, Bloomberg notes that they do not know if ByteDance and Musk have even discussed the deal together at all. Now, in April of last year, Musk did come out against the TikTok ban, writing that, in my opinion, TikTok should not be banned in the USA, even though such a ban may benefit the X platform. Doing so would be contrary to freedom of speech and expression. It is not what America stands for. Now, if Elon Musk were to buy TikTok, it would come at a massive financial cost, although someone as wealthy as Musk could probably afford it. So TikTok's US operations could be valued at around $40 billion to $50 billion, Bloomberg intelligence analysts Mandeep Singh and Damian Ramitz estimated last year. So I don't know how this is all going to turn out. I don't know how I feel. No, I do know how I feel. I don't think Elon Musk should be in charge of both X and TikTok. I think that would be terrible.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do a poll real quick. What's worse? Let's do it in the YouTube chat here as we do the show live. By the way, the show is live 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern every day for those of you who don't watch it live. What's worse if if Elon Musk owns TikTok or China owns TikTok? So phrase it in a way that makes sense for the producers. So to the point you're making about its worth, Scott Galloway actually made a really good point in a podcast he was doing with Kara Swisher that I want to reiterate here. He said, look, because there's all of this hanging over the head of the company, it is unnaturally depressing the value of the company. So once the government stops threatening TikTok and allows it to do business, its value will increase by about 25%. And everyone in the business community knows this. And part of the reason why those American business interests are trying to push for a TikTok sale is if they buy it, they immediately will get a 25% bump. And look at the numbers Anna just gave you. Even if you take the lower number and it's worth only 40 billion, that means whoever buys it gets a $10 billion gift on day one. So all of those super powerful people in America are pressuring both Democrats and Republicans. Oh yeah, we have a real national security concern. Oh, we're so concerned. You gotta make him sell it. You gotta make him sell it, right? And so now here comes Elon Musk. If this story is accurate, and Elon Musk would then control X and TikTok, I think he would be way more biased than TikTok has been so far, right? And then the right wing gets even more propaganda advantage. And by the way, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. So the rich also get massive propaganda advantage, right? All this rah billionaires. Oh, if you're a real bro, you love billionaire donors. Wait, what? Okay, that's been going on X. TikTok's actually very left wing because on normal issues like Israel-Palestine, they're like, can you stop murdering Palestinians? It's like a fair ask, right? And so we've shown you Mitt Romney and Anthony Blinken and Brian Kilmeade all talking about, well, I don't know, man, TikTok's against Israel. This is unacceptable, right? Oh, so that's another concern. And in terms of their stated reason of this deep concern about national security, they've never once, not once, given one piece of evidence that China has taken some sort of private information from the TikTok users and endangered our national security with it. They just say it like it's like we're all supposed to trust them and assume, oh, if you don't give it over to an American billionaire, China's gonna kill us all with TikTok. What if they don't make us all dance?
Cenk, they're definitely, look, come on, Cenk. Every single one of these social media platforms collects our data. There's no reason to believe that China is any different. So let's not put our head in the sand and pretend like that's not happening. I do believe them when they say it's happening. However, what I think is super fascinating is based on Ken Klippenstein's latest report, and I highly encourage you guys to check it out over at Substack, the Biden administration quietly ensured that there was a little carve out in the impending TikTok ban that would allow for certain Defense Department officials to be able to continue using TikTok legally within the United States. So if it's such a national security risk, you're okay with Defense Department people using it? Okay, so what's the reasoning for it? This is all based on a leaked memo that Ken Klippenstein got his hands on. He's incredible. I don't know how he does it, but I want to give you the details about it. So apparently, it will not apply. The ban, if it does in fact happen, will not apply to certain US State Department employees responsible for public diplomacy, according to this internal cable signed by the Secretary of State, my favorite, I'm being sarcastic, Anthony Blinken. So let's just keep it real. Public diplomacy means propaganda. And so they want to use TikTok for their own propaganda purposes. And so the Biden administration has quietly exempted these personnel from the ban, regardless of any potential failure of TikTok to be divested of its foreign People's Republic of China ownership. And so the document opens with an explicit reference to the substantial opportunity cost of being unable to use TikTok, saying, and I'm reading from the actual cable now, the Bureau of Global Public Affairs recognizes the substantial opportunity cost of public diplomacy practitioners' inability to access TikTok and is pleased to share the department has approved two limited exceptions to the general prohibitions on use of the platform. The platform, now one of the most downloaded digital platforms globally, is increasingly a primary source of news for audiences around the world, including those under 35 years of age, a critical demographic for the public diplomacy engagement. And so they're like, if we ban TikTok for everyone in the United States, the Defense Department wouldn't be able to utilize it as a tool to push their propaganda. So the Biden administration quietly created this carve out for the ban should it actually take place. Amazing.
Yeah, so I want to address that, but first I want to give voice to our viewers in the beginning and in the end here. So we got the poll up and already near 400 votes. And would you rather TikTok be owned by China or Elon Musk? 73% say China, 27% say Elon Musk, which I'm going to come back to because it's a really interesting conversation. But first, to Anna's point, so our State Department and our Defense Department decided, oh yeah, we should use TikTok for our own propaganda. So what they say is China, if they're doing propaganda, which they haven't proven at all, never shown one piece of evidence, right? But if they're using it, I can't believe China would be using propaganda on American media. That's only for America and Israel. I don't know if you know this, but you're admitting the quiet part out loud, right? So that's point one. Point two is forget the State Department or Defense Department. Biden uses it. I mean, look, we ignore things that are so comical because mainstream media is so far up these corporate politicians' asses. Biden said, oh, I want to ban TikTok. It is a dangerous national security threat. And by the way, this is my new TikTok channel. Well, how's your mom's cookies? Wait a minute. If it's a national security threat, why is the frickin' president on it? It's just, they're such giant liars. They say these enormous lies, right? They rub your face in the lies. And everybody in the media comes out and goes, of course, it is a national security threat. China is a real problem. By the way, everybody check out Biden's great videos on TikTok. And also Trump said it was a national security threat when he was president. And then went on TikTok and now he's saying, TikTok's been strong with me. A lot of supporters on TikTok. All right, and now, if it's true that having our private information is a national security threat, then I have a question. Is Mark Zuckerberg a national security threat? Because he has all of our private information from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. And if you're a right winger going, yeah, Zuckerberg's a national security threat, throw him in there with the Chinese Communist Party, right? But Elon has all of our information from X. So does that make Elon Musk a national security threat? I'm just trying to get consistent answers here because all of our politicians are liars that serve other countries and other corporations and the wealthy. So finally, come back to one of our viewers, Pauler Zevchowski, a member at tyt.com says, thanks for covering this. I don't know if you remember because it was the end of the show, but I wrote in about me using TikTok to pay my bills and groceries since it's very hard to get a job without a degree here and I make more money on TikTok. I do remember that actually. And I love that you wrote in about that because I love when members write in about their personal experiences that they have around these stories. And they said, this just shows once again, Democrats repeatedly giving Republicans wins because they're so incompetent. When Republicans win, it's usually a result of Democrats. So that's, and what they're referring to there is what we're trying to explain to you here, where the Democrats are like, watch out, it's a national security problem for Israel. I mean America, okay? And so we gotta make sure TikTok is sold to an American. And then a Republican comes in and goes, oh, I got a great idea. Why don't I sell it to my top donor so he can make a free $10 billion and do more propaganda for Donald Trump? Democrats handing Republicans a giant win.